there. And make myself a burrito with some soup. Wait for some more people to join up. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Eric. Hey, Filippo. How's it going? I'm just making myself some dinner and having a burrito and some soup. My dad made some chicken soup. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good combination. Sorry, baby. Let me get you some puppy food, okay? We're gonna toast my burrito in a frying pan. Yeah, he just used it. Okay, do you want some food, baby? Of course you do. What's up? What's up, dog? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Eric. I just been trying to brainstorm this painting that I know the subject of it, of course, because I was commissioned to paint it, but it's a commission of Jesus by my interpretation, my relationship with Jesus. Hey guys, by the way, I found this really nice book for free. You know those little book exchange, little, kiosk or whatever you call it? What is it? What is a kiosk? I don't even know. In fact, yeah, it's right here. Anyway, those little book exchanges is what we'll call it. I found this. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, I need to be careful about that when I'm carrying my phone around. But yeah, I do read the chat. I read it a lot more, and I don't like to compare myself to other live streamers or, or throw anyone under the bus. But I come across a lot of live streams where they never talk to the chat. I do. In fact, it's almost like 50 more often than not I do. Or I'm cooking, can't cook and read chat at the same time, yo. I'm making art, can't be painting and reading the chat at the same time. I gotta check in with you and then get back to my art. I'm never gonna be able to read every single last comment. And by the way, as my channel's getting bigger, as I'm getting more viewers, it's gonna be way harder to try to keep up and read every single last one. Wowzers. I mean, people, man, that is such a low IQ comment. I can't even believe it. Oh, she never reads the chat, guys. No, fuck you. I do. I absolutely do. And I've got nothing to prove to you. I'm cooking. Or not cooking, but I'm getting my food. Freaking mo. Where am I from? America. The USA. That's as specific as I want to be. Oh, I'm not angry. I'm just like kind of incredulous over this absurdity. I'm not angry. Nah, don't worry. They can't push me to that point, I'm not gonna get angry over that. If I was angry, I would leave. Honestly, if I'm about to get angry, actually really bent out of shape, I'm gonna leave. No. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna leave though, because I'm just gonna delete them. That's what I'll do. I'll delete them. If I were angry, I mean, even then, I'm not really angry. That's hard to say. Like, what can make me angry when I'm live streaming? But I don't get angry. I'm just thinking about how absurd it is that people expect me to. It's like, you're ignoring me if I miss one comment in the chat. It's dumb. I'm remarking on the stupidity of it. Oh, I wasn't muted that long. I literally just went from the kitchen to get my burrito and soup to my room just now, and I literally just sat down. It hasn't even been 2 minutes. I accidentally pressed mute as I was picking my phone up and walking to my room. It's really not a huge deal. I don't know. What the fuck is this dude? I don't know. Someone with a stronger chin than you have, probably. Some man who's triggered by the fact that a woman has a stronger chin than he does. Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. What the hell is up with all these trolls, man? Oh, I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better, Heather. Thank you. No, I don't feel sick right now. Yeah, because it's only been 14 minutes. For the majority of that time, I was just getting my burrito and soup out of it. Prepped up. That's it. Yeah, that wasn't really I wouldn't even call that a crash out. I just say, it never ceases to amaze me how fucking clueless people are. Willingly so. No, I haven't had a burrito today. Nope. I did not. I had oatmeal and eggs. I had a small bowl of oatmeal with a side, well, just one serving, a bowl, and with blueberries, strawberries on top, and the oatmeal had cinnamon, nutmeg, and all that good stuff. And I had a side of 2 eggs and a couple sausages. Oh, and a little chicken too. No, this is epic. I don't know, people always assume the worst. Even when they don't know a person, they just hop onto someone's live stream. They see one thing out of place and they're like, oh my gosh, you're such a slob, or oh my gosh, you're so gross, or oh my gosh, like that time, and it wasn't even me. Not that I think there's anything wrong with it, but someone brought in, took one of a roll of toilet paper out of the fresh package. Need I emphasize fresh, clean package, which wasn't in the bathroom at any point in time, and put it on the kitchen counter because they were cleaning something when we didn't have a washcloth at hand. And someone just got super bent out of shape and triggered by that, dude. It was ridiculous. You know, I really love Asmongold's channel. I think he's funny. And, I mean, his claim to fame is finding a dead rat in his room. I mean, I can only imagine if you were female, that would be way less acceptable. I really like him. Did you know that anyone familiar with that BITCH who, I don't know, allegedly, I mean, I mean, what she did is set in stone, but it's kind of, we're on the fence. I mean, we're kind of trying to figure out whether or not she opened that door herself. But that one girl who opened, well, I mean, allegedly, maybe opened the door to someone's home, or it was already open slightly, and found a drunken man just passed out on his couch without his pants on. Now, he was turned like completely the other way. You couldn't see anything. Like nothing had to be blurred out. And he's just like sleeping, like just completely passed out. She leaves the house. I mean, no, she pushed the door. If it was just a little bit open, she pushed it wide open to see that man laying down drunk in his own home. And she posted that video to TikTok telling everyone that she got not just harassed, violated, like assaulted. And it's just a complete freaking lie. I mean, that guy was just drunk and passed out on his couch. He woke up to find this whole thing exploding and not knowing, like, what the hell just happened. Imagine that. Imagine getting super drunk and then waking up to find that you've gone viral for all the worst reasons imaginable. Like, that can ruin someone's life. And she is, I mean, since this is a first time offense for her, like, you know, criminal offense, I don't know, like, what she's gonna get handed down to her, but it could potentially amount to 8 years. 8 years. And I think she deserves it. I think we need to make an example of those people. Not only are they ruining the lives of men, and you know, and possibly women too, you know, I mean, you can also falsely accuse a woman of assault like that. But it's usually the other way around. But it also makes life super freaking miserable, and it makes life it's dangerous. You're destroying credibility of those who are actually telling the truth. You're making it so that no one's going to take actual victims of assault seriously. Unless there's less, like, unless they have it all recorded on video, My God, I'm just so glad she's getting karma because she deserves it. Like, that should never fly. Door dashing, yeah, she was door dashing. And they fired her. And now she's going to court. She deserves it. I don't know, Ryan, are you? If you got less than D cups, you ain't even a real woman. Just saying, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Most women have C cups. Or B or C. Like, most women don't have D cups, you freaking idiot. What, do you spend 99.99999% of your time just watching porn or something? Specifically with big bosomed women? Like, God, you're an idiot. Proud of my little A cups. Thank you very much. I would rather not have back pain. Thank you very much, fool. Wow, man, I've got a lot of creeps here. And you wonder why I take a break from looking at the chat sometimes. Not like it's an intentional break, but kinda. Oh, he should be timed out for longer than that, dude. That guy's a creep. 60 seconds. Yeah, that guy should be timed out indefinitely. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Nittengar. Oh, I know Jesus. In fact, I've been commissioned to paint a portrait of Jesus and my relationship with Jesus as I interpret it. Who the hell is Kimmy Gibbler even? I know if you're telling me I'm fake, you're just jealous. Not a single filter's being used, if that's what you're referring to. And just to prove my point, in case anyone thinks I'm filtering it, I don't think I look that good, but look at, I have blemishes. Oh, I got a zit. Oh, and look, oh my gosh, pores. Oh my gosh, pores. Oh, I've never seen such a thing in my life. Yeah, you see, now it's filtered. Now, okay. You still see the pimple, though. But look, no filter. I mean, no, this is filtered. Now it's not filtered. Watch. No filter. Filter. No filter. Filter. No filter. I don't know. Asking me if I'm fake. I've had people ask me if I'm AI. It's super weird, man. Weird times we're living in. That's good. He's the light of the world. He continues to save me from my sins and previous addictions. Yeah, I was an H addict, an opiate addict for 6 years. And I've been clean for 3 years. Man, this soup would have hit the spot so hard when I was really sick. Oh, it's really good. Do I ever get belly button? No. I mean, doesn't everybody a little bit? But I know I don't. If I do, I wouldn't know because I don't pick it. What, you have experience or something? You got some experience you need to sort out? Trying to find some connections?
Not really my cup of tea, but you should, if you're really that into that, if you're really obsessed with that sort of thing, you should start a belly button lint OnlyFans, and you'll get so much, make so much money, I'm sure. Thank you, Joel. Joel. You know, it's funny, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Like, there are times when I'm really trying to think of a word to say, and then someone will say, oh, you talk too slow. Sometimes I do talk slow. It depends on the day, you know. But, then I have people tell me I talk too fast. You know, like, sorry, you can't adjust the speed at which I talk. I don't know. I guess because when people go on a little tangent, they tend to talk a little faster. Focus more on dairy products. They will help recover your liver. Huh. Well, I know coffee's good for your liver. I drink at least 2 cups of black coffee per day. At least. Now that was fine. The essence of life. Excuse me. What, are you one of those idiots who thinks that you can't be pretty and intelligent at the same time? Now, most people here tell me that I'm smart. I don't think I'm that smart, but people actually tell me I'm smart in my day-to-day life when I interact with them. So, number one, you sound like the dumb one because you don't know anything about me, and you're just making assumptions because you're an idiot who thinks that women can't be beautiful or attractive and smart at the same time. I mean, come on, really? You really think that, huh? Yeah, I mean, I, I didn't think I was smart growing up because I was bullied. And, I mean, I grew up homeschooled. I'm glad that I was homeschooled because I'm very well read. I've read many classics and just rich material, a rich curriculum. You know, we had a nature study, you know, natural science, where we'd take our little nature journal and we'd go out, you know, go outside, go out onto the nature path, and we'd look for little elements of interest, you know, and we'd pick, you know, take them home, and we would sketch those whatever respective thing we found, and then we'd research it and write a little narration next to our little sketch, our little study. You know, I'm starting to wonder if they told me I'm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, absolutely. But trolls are bad tonight, dude. I know, just nasty. Like then, another sign. I was always insecure, and I always thought I was dumb. But here's the thing. Um, I've been really harsh to myself, and I know how it's affected the people I love now. Like, it really, I mean, that's one of the most toxic things about me, is that I can be so overly critical and harsh to myself, calling myself trash, or like I'm a bad person, or like I'm stupid, or you know. But if I saw someone else talking that way about themselves, I'd be heartbroken, especially if it were someone that I loved. So now I realized, you know, I came across someone doing that to themselves, and it really hit me hard and made me even tear up because I just felt so bad, and I realized that, oh, is that how I make my loved ones feel when I trash myself? But there's also the fact that every guy I've dated long term, only the long term ones that have lasted over 6 months, um, they were all brilliant. All my friends are very smart, very high IQ people, know more than one language, uh, good, very sensible and rational, good with art, good with music, just all, and just very, very, very smart people. I befriend intelligent people, which is a indicator that I am not a dumb person. If I were a dumb person, those people would not want to hang out with me. You know, they might, and they've never once hit on me. They've never once acted like they ever even conceived of the idea of, you know, effing me. So I'm just trying to figure out the right words on YouTube. And, they all treat me with respect. We've been friends for well over 10 years now. Some of us, some of my friends who are still alive, we've been friends for many years. And we talk about art, we talk about philosophy, we talk about going on hikes, we talk about, sometimes we even talk about politics. And, when I first met him, and for like 9 of the years that I knew him, I was liberal and he was conservative, and so we were able to debate and respect each other's opinion. And he considered me a little bit naive, but I asked him if he thought I was dumb once, and he said, "Oh, absolutely not. I think you're very well, way above average intelligence. I'm not saying I'm any genius. I'm not saying I'm brilliant, and I'm certainly not good at math, but I am not a dummy." And for someone to say something like that to me when they don't even know me, like, who do you think, like, that, who's the real dummy here? That guy, because he doesn't know anything about me, and he's just asserting just really hateful, it's just an insult at this point. It doesn't have any meaning. It's just an insult. And also, he's probably sexist and thinks that women can't be attractive and smart at the same time. That's ridiculous. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I know that some people think that way. Some people do think that way. They think that, oh, if you're attractive, then you don't deserve to be smart. You can't have it all. You can't have everything, right? It's those bitter, jealous, and insecure people who are gonna try to bring you down just a notch because they think that, oh no, they can't be too perfect. No one said I was perfect. I'm certainly not, and I'm not like Angelina Jolie or Megan Fox or Grace Kelly or whoever, but I'm contented in how I appear, and a lot of people think I'm attractive, and that's enough for me. But I think it's way more important to focus on your mental health and your, feed your brain, you engage in activities that strengthen your brain, which is like a malleable muscle. Just, even just reading every day can really benefit just how your brain is wired and your everyday function. I'm not complaining about anything. Why don't you go to hell? I'm not complaining about anything. I'm telling it like it is. God, we got a lot of sexists here. We got a lot of trolls and... Oh, sure, you're joking. Yeah, now you're gonna try to take that back. Great. Oh, God. I'm gonna try to focus on this commission. I mean, it's funny how, like, when somebody sees you, they immediately formulate an automatic impression, and it can be so far from accurate. It can be so insulting. It can border on complete sexism. I just think that the idea that women can't be attractive and intelligent at the same time is super sexist, because we don't say that to guys. If we see an attractive guy with a Superman jawline, we attribute that we associate that with success. Now, it's true that a lot of people who aren't considered conventionally attractive at all, like like Einstein, wouldn't be considered like a you know, attractive in the conventional sense. Or I mean, he was probably pretty good looking when he was younger. When we think of Einstein, we always just think of him when he's older. But you know, there's a lot of really genius people who don't fit the standard criteria for what is considered attractive in this society. I mean, yeah, I think that's completely subjective. I think it's completely subjective. I might be attracted to some people, but I'm not going to be attracted to everybody. Some people might think I'm just plain ugly. Some, you know, some people think there's something wrong with you if you have a naturally pale complexion, you know. When I was younger, I always struggled with dark circles, and I had people thinking that I was anemic, even though my test results from the doctor came back healthy, 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 healthy. Which always surprised me, because I did struggle with an eating disorder for a while. I was always surprised when my test results came back, you know, good, you know, negative for any illness. Stephen Hawking was attractive before he got his disease. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I like Robert Downey Jr. Oh yeah, I've read about him, or you know, I've looked into that whole ordeal when he was an addict and when he overcame his demons. I hope he's still doing well, because I haven't looked, you know, done any searching of him lately. Yeah, a lot of people just call me names like that, call me stupid or whatever, just because they find out that I support Trump. Sometimes that's just, you know, I mean, they say things they have no idea what they're talking about. They think that, or they don't even think this, they're just regurgitating it, like, as if they would know anything, but they tell me I neglect and hurt my dog. Like, how dare you, man? That's ridiculous, because they don't even see me interacting with my dog, unless, you know, it's on the live stream. And the reason why I don't do it all the time, the reason why I don't show you my dog all the time, is because he doesn't like that. I'm actually, you know, Shando's with me all the time. He's my best friend. But yeah, I mean, this is why I'm kind of cutting down from live streaming just a tad bit, or maybe half. Maybe I've cut off half of the time I'm usually on here, because you know, my mental health's important, and even if there weren't any trolls, it would still be kind of exhausting having to, you know, talk all day. It's never been something I've been good at, and of course I'm getting better at it. You know, when I'm nervous, I really stutter. I'm getting better at that. Well, I appreciate that, Hawkeye. Thank you. I'm dumb, but I make better choices than a smart person. Well, you know, it's kind of like how a lot of doctors and medical practitioners lack common sense. They're super, you know, knowledgeable and intelligent with their discipline, with their field of study and practice, but oftentimes with just common sense issues, they're kind of lacking. It's kind of like that in a way, you know. Common sense is very important. It's underrated. It shouldn't be, but it is. Common sense should be practiced in schools. Everything about our lives now is just idealized twaddle. Doesn't mean a thing. Consistency is the key. If another person asks how my mental health is, I will go mad. I mean, it's one thing just asking someone how their day's going, and then it's another thing to pry and then assume things, you know? People like to assume things about us and cause more worry and mental turmoil than necessary. It's ridiculous. Oops. There's nothing wrong with not being vaccinated. Actually, those are the people that are the healthiest in the country. All people who are vaccinated, have had a lot of illnesses. Well, I mean, I've received my standard vaccinations as a kid, and so, you know, I don't get chicken pox and sickness, you know, illnesses like that. I mean, it might be a bit of a double-edged sword. I haven't looked enough into it, but the only vaccination I wish I never got was the COVID vaccination. I don't think that was necessary at all. In fact, it could have long-term consequences for all I know. I'm just sharing my information in case anyone would like to commission me. And by the way, it's a first come, first served basis. And I'm working on 2 commissions at the moment. I'm going to do a little ideation after this. Good grief, man. Don't go away. No, cancel. Jeez. Can't see what I'm doing. I really don't give a shit what that person said because, you know, for every one twat who tells me that I'm not intelligent, and it's only been 2 people on my channel since I started this live streaming in January, and the other guy was someone who hated me because I voted for Trump, which is just stupid. But for every one person who says that to me, there's at least 50 others on here who tell me that I'm smart, so it can go to hell. Okay. Thank you, Fixa. I appreciate it. And considering, you know, the amount of people on this earth, it's really no surprise. All the low IQ people who seem to wander into my stream. But most of you guys are okay. It's strange how sometimes it's fine and, like, people are really nice or informative or just engaging in general, or, you know, just not no hostility whatsoever, and then every once in a while you have all the trolls coming out, you know. It's like flies. Disgusting. Triggered because they can't get a woman, or I'm better looking than them, or some stupid shit. Yeah, I won't insult you unless you insult me. Otherwise, we always start at, or I always start at ground zero with people, you know. Oh. If they're gonna disrespect me, how can they expect me to respect them? Toilet sitting down scrollers, toilet sitting doom scrollers. Oh yeah, probably. Probably. They probably were sitting on the toilet. I don't know why you're mentioning my name as Mason. Did I? I don't remember ever referring to you, but I had a pug named Mason growing up. He insulted me for no reason when I was trying to be civil. Sorry. Well, I'll just say, I'm not hard right, and I've never been hard left. There are some things I agree with, and very few things I disagree with when it comes to Trump. I did not agree with how he handled the Epstein files, and I did not agree with how he, responded to Rob Reiner's passing. Those were two things I did not agree with. You know what I mean? When he goes off on on that one Twitter post with where he's addressing the whole issue with Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, Candace Owens, and who else was there? Tucker Carlson. I just found that flat out hilarious. I'm sorry. I have nothing against his response there, because I just thought it was funny. And he's right. He's right. Just because you're offended doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make him wrong. Just because you're offended. And now we are all, or some of us, I should say, are hardwired to jump all over Trump and blow him way out of proportion when he does anything that's unconventional. Just ridiculous. Let's do our little research and stop believing the lies that the media tells us. This is why some people want Sharia law in our country now. Wow. Acting all like women aren't oppressed there. They certainly are. In fact, if there's something called, I forget what it's called exactly. I think it might be an honor killing or something like that. But an actual father ended his daughter because he didn't approve of her TikTok dance video or something like that. Allegedly, I should say. Wow. East Coast, I may have to get to bed. Huh. I'm guessing it's around 9 or 10 over there. 10 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock over here. Yeah, because you know what? I want to show you my new substrates I got for this painting. Or it's not for this, just one substrate. But, of course. Let me see. I think I am going to use this because I want to buy a golden frame for it. And this is what I'm going to be painting on. In fact, oh man, I feel like, actually, I'll open that later. I want to make sure it's exactly the way I envision it. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. Oftentimes, it comes out better than what you envision. Almost never comes out precisely the way you want it. It's almost like with creative writing. As you're going along, more ideas start to emerge, or, that's one thing I love about paintings, is that you cannot predict the just how the brush strokes are going to look on the surface. It's so exhilarating. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Uh-oh, tiger leaps into crowd at Russian circus show. Oh, it's a video. I doubt that this is copyrighted by Whoa! Yeah, look that up. A bunch of families retreating. Oh my gosh, this tiger's wandering around the audience. That's crazy. Obtained from social media. Yeah, I doubt that that's copyrighted, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to risk it. Ooh. Oh, I like Shania Twain. Oh, 3 years later, an almost canceled movie's coming to theaters. Okay, looks like another, kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, live action / cartoon. I like movies like that. I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit's one of my favorite movies of all time too. That's actually like top 5 favorite movies. It's so good. I mean, there are fascinating documentaries about how that movie was made and how they had to adjust the animation with like the lighting, the shadows, and everything else accordingly. You know, sometimes they even had to improvise around all that, and it was so cool. It's such a cool. That movie has such a cool history. Yo, I mean, just look at how strong Sandra Bullock's jawline is. People don't call her a man. Well, maybe they didn't. Look, women have Adam's apples too, by the way. They're just smaller. Or she just has a skinny neck. And another indicator that maybe they're jealous, because you have an awful lot of models and celebrities with strong ass chins and or jawlines like that, man. People calling me a man, like, dude, you really think? In fact, I'll take that as a compliment. I know you're trying to insult me, but yeah. No, just models are just skinny all around. Usually. Not always. It depends on the agency. Yeah, I wouldn't call this a butt chin. Sandra Bullock kind of has one. I mean, that's kind of a nasty way to describe someone's chin. It's not a butt chin. This is a dimple. That's a cleft. See? Look at the difference here. Cleft. It extends downward. It's elongated, you know, it's like, yeah, that's a cleft. And this is a dimple. Dimple. What do we not call people's cheek dimples? Like butt cheeks? Or cheek butt? Because it's already taken? How about our face butt? God, I mean, it's the same thing. It's just on the chin. Stupid. She is the girl from Bird Box, dude. Yeah, Sandra Bullock played in that movie. She was the main character. I've seen it. I've seen that movie. Yeah, that is Sandra Bullock from Bird Box. Yeah. If they were to dig me up at at some grave or whatever, some archaeological site, they'd be able to determine my gender immediately just by the width of my pelvic bone. The width of my pelvis would tell them everything they need to know. Ooh, I love that. That is so cool. One sec. And I love this artist here. It's so unique, man. That perspective. Like you're looking down in the shower with your wet hair. That is so cool, man. What artist is this? I gotta know. I gotta know who they are. Oak Nastgnim. Nastnim? I love that. Saw another one of their works yesterday. I love this one. Gorgeous. Look them up. Nastgnim. Okay. 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 Oh no, that's not the artist. That's just looks like it's just a curator. Well, where's the name of the artist? Is this the same one? Molly Mundell? No, that's just the... Okay, that's just the user. No, like... Where on earth? That's pretty cool. I like that shit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, shut the F up. I was a pack and a half day cigarette smoker. Now, I know it's unbecoming. I know I shouldn't do it. But I'm trying to keep myself from smoking cigarettes. It's damage control. It's just funny how people like to assert things without knowing jack squat about someone. They instantly make assumptions about a person. Just because they're on the screen. It's like they think I'm a cartoon character or something that they can, you know, do anything with. Make assumptions about. That's pretty cool, man. Dishes. It looks like there's like food in there too, man. It's like corn or something. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. Look at the detail of that sponge. That's so cool. Beautiful. Love the detail. Oh, I love that too, man. Look at that. Oh, shit. Check this out. This is cute. Very clever. I love that. Why do I vape? Because I was a cigarette smoker, and I'm trying not to smoke cigarettes. Oh, I love this. Oh, that's pretty nice. Beautiful. Dude, I'm 35 years old. I was born in 91, and I'm glad of it. I'm glad you know, as a kid, that I played outside a lot and went rollerblading and went out with friends and did, you know, that I was an actual bona fide 90s kid. I'm really happy about that. I'm glad I wasn't raised during my formative young years with a phone in my face. Well, I'm glad I wasn't a kid when TikTok was around. I'm glad I was homeschooled. There are a lot of things I'm grateful for. Speaking of which, I have a gratitude journal I should use. Where did I put that? Ding a ding 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 ding. Ding a ding 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 ding. I don't even know where I put it now. Somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow. Ah, paper's paper. I wonder where I put that. Maybe I'll find it. Oh, here it is. Awesome. Oh my goodness, so little space in here. But I am promiscuous, and if you are suspicious. Okay. I'll write down what I'm grateful for. Because I'm thinking of all the things I'm grateful for right now, and it really helps when you're active in your recovery to keep note, a daily journal of things that you're grateful for, or just a daily list of things that you're grateful for. Gratitude journal. And you can look back on it and be reminded of all the things that make life enjoyable, pleasurable, fun, forgiving, beautiful. So what is the date? Ooh. Okay, it's the 22nd. Good. I gotta remember to contact my neighbor to see exactly when she's gonna need me to walk her dogs, because I think that might be in about a week or so. Okay, so 22nd of April. Okay, so again, I'm grateful that I'm a 90s kid. Born in February 26, 1991. Okay, being a 90s kid, I'm grateful that that I'm well read. I'm grateful that I'm a painter. And my commissions. Getting commissions. What else? Ooh, I'm grateful that I can cook. I'm actually pretty good at that. I can cook and bake. I'm grateful for Shando, of course. Grateful for my dad and siblings. I'm grateful for the arrival of spring. Okay. What else? Ooh, coffee. Of course. Coffee and tea. My brother gave me this energy drink, and it's really good, actually. I'm not a huge energy drinker, but this actually is blue raspberry and tasted like, I don't know, it tasted very familiar. I want another one. Probably wouldn't have it today, though. I've already had coffee and that. Yes, my health, absolutely. My health. Slash being clean. Being 3 years clean. Or being clean since February 28th, 2023. Okay. Huh. I'm grateful for the sun. The sunshine. Grateful for living where there's good hiking trails. I mean, yeah. And the beach. And the coast. All right, what else? What else, man? Oh yes, I'm grateful for my friends, of course. My friends, a therapist. I have a good therapist, and my mentor, my drug counselor. He was so good too. I should contact him and see how he's doing. It's been a while. Yes, grateful for the roof over our heads. Absolutely, the roof over my head. Yes. I try to fill out the whole page here. Thank you, Francisco. You are so cute. Your hair is so beautiful. Your face is so lovely. Your lips are so. Oh, thank you. How can you be so adorable? Thank you, man. It's very kind of you. Yes, I'm grateful that I found my faith in God. Absolutely. In fact, that should be at the top. So I'm grateful for my faith in God. Ooh, grateful for good video games. Getting back into video games. Haven't, like, for the longest time, I didn't really have, when I was a H addict, I didn't have time or money or resources or space for video games. Or at least I didn't think I did. And I was just so busy at that cafe all the time. It took up all my time. That and the drugs. My job and my drugs. That's what took up all my time. Sometimes I'd paint here and there, but eventually when my drug addiction when it was at its peak, when it was at its worst, which was around the time after I started injecting it, it was like 3 years of snorting it and then 3 years of injecting it. And once I started injecting it, it really went downhill, and I stopped doing other things that I enjoy. I stopped painting. I stopped giving a shit about my health in any sense. Like, I was just falling down the tubes and fast. It was unbelievable how fast that all started to go downhill, man. I don't know why, but I was afraid of not only being assertive, but just having my own things when I was with my ex. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to talk about him. I always regret it when I bring that up, you know? Like, but I'm just saying, the whole point is that there was a long period of time where I didn't play any video games ever, because there was just apprehension, nervousness, and just not having the mental time and space to do it, you know? Sure, some people might be able to understand that. Like you tell yourself things that aren't necessarily, real. Looking for something. Well, I'm grateful for, morsels. Video games. The last one, man, I'm just thinking here. Let's see. Oh. I'm grateful for MAGA. Na 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 na. Suck it. Okay. Dream. I have a dream journal, a gratitude journal, recovery journal. I think those things are very helpful. Should be writing my recovery journal a little more. In fact, I wrote in that journal around the time early on in my recovery, and it might be helpful for me to share some of that, just sort of contrast where my life is now as opposed to back then. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks, guys. I tried to find the Video Game Charlotte's Web and I couldn't find it. At least not for free. But, yeah, I've read the book and I've watched the cartoon growing up. I really liked that movie Babe when I was little. There's one more line here. Let's see, what else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for having some integrity. Having integrity in a fake-ass world. Very important. I'd rather lose family members or have them ostracize me than forfeit my integrity just to appease them. I do like guns. Yes, I do. I'm absolutely 100% for Second Amendment rights. And what kind? I don't have a favorite kind because, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about guns. I've never owned a gun, but I approve of them. There needs to be better background checks, but we shouldn't just throw it out the window and make it so that people don't have a way to protect themselves. I mean, that's just trouble waiting to happen, especially between us and law enforcement. It's going to create this dangerous rift.
Thank you, Pastry Mason. I appreciate you joining the membership. Thank you. Thanks for the answer on guns. God bless. Well, absolutely. Audio's fine, but volume is low. Yeah, actually, I just charged my little microphone here. Let me see. Let's see. And you let me know if this works better, okay? Thank you for the gift, Fixa. Appreciate it. Oops. Sorry. Someone. I don't like. I never really cared for. Maybe, you know, even back then, I never really cared for Katy Perry that much. Guess she's had one or two good songs. Or maybe 3 good songs. But that's it. I don't care for Katy Perry that much. Let's see. I don't know. I was about to. I had that one song stuck in my head. You change your mind like a girl changes clothes. 'Cause you're hot and you're cold. Yeah. Oops. Sorry. Gosh, dude. Stop it. All right. Is this working better? I never smoked crack. I've never smoked crack. No. I was a heroin addict and moron. Is the voice crisp? Is it working really well? Does it sound worse to you? Okay, well, I had my microphone over there. Is this working better? Too loud. Overdriven sound. Remove the fluff and put it a bit further away. Okay. Okay. Now I'm putting it further away. Does that work better? Does that look better? It's a little more distorted now. That's better? Is it really better? So, I mean, I'm getting different answers from people. Clip to shirt. Okay. Let me know what you think of that. Is that better? Good, good, good. No good. No. That don't work for you? No. Pastry thinks it's better. I'm getting different answers here, man. Sounds like the Beastie Boys. Any way to tune it? I don't know, man. I thought this was a nice microphone. All I have is the up and down volume button, which... I'll mess with this later, okay? I'm not gonna fool around with this right now. But I'll mess with this later, because it would suck if I don't get to use this microphone, because it makes my voice intolerable to listen to. Yeah, it's better now, because I'm not using it now. I'm putting it away, and I'm gonna figure this out, adjust the sound accordingly later. Shanda, did you just drop a nuke? Dude. Goodness, boy. Sound like you were in the bottom of a barrel with that mic. Mike. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. That sucks. But yeah, I'll see what the issue is later. We are 81 minutes into the video. Yeah, maybe I'll see what you guys are saying. I don't watch my own videos, honestly. For one thing, they're really long. Watch. I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna pop it. Okay, I don't think it's a good idea. It's not ready. It's not ready for me. Don't. Okay. No, I shouldn't do that. It's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, 66. Am I a Christian? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm a born-again Christian, in fact. What do you mean, except for alcohol? What are you talking about? Simo. Okay. Well, standard mic works very well, in my opinion, at least without headphones. Okay. Now I need to look into that again. Hi, Mike Ruderman. I was a heroin addict for 6 years, and I've been clean for 3 years now. Been clean as of February 28, 2023. Arm's length. Yeah. I don't believe you one spast. I don't believe you one bit. That's Canadian Prince. Congratulations, keep on keeping on. Thank you, 66. No, this has been on my face. It's just a little bit inflamed. That'll go away. It's because I squeezed it a little. That's why it's reddened a little. But that's been on my face all morning. You know, it's just a little pimple there. Stop acting like I permanently obliterated myself. Ridiculous. Oh, this is cool. Oh, I just love that. Check this. This is just beautiful. Watercolor. I love the simplicity. I love just how it's sort of unfinished, but in a way that's intentional. It's finished, but it's unfinished in an intentional way so that you can sort of, it leaves more for the imagination or for the eyes to wander, and it makes the detail a lot more fascinating. Isn't that awesome? I mean, I just love that so much. The line work. It reminds me a lot of Egon Schiele. I know that's not Egon Schiele, but it's very similar, and that's kind of where a lot of my artwork's kind of like that, because I'm very much inspired by Gustav Klimt and Egon Schiele and artists like that, by the Expressionists. I look like that girl? Well, thank you. Thank you, Lotus Flower. You know, like she was in The Martian and Blade Runner. Blade Runner's a good movie. I haven't seen The Martian, though. Diamond Short. Oh, yeah, I was gonna do that. And I thought about it this morning. Maybe I'll do it after this live stream. Isn't that cool? Try to put it all, cover the camera with it. Yeah? Isn't that cool? Should do one with Shando. Don't know if that would work out, though. Don't know if he'd like that. Matt Damon is my non-gay man crush. I've seen The Martian like 10 times. Huh. Let me see if it's on that Tubi. The Martian. We are the Martians, the butt ugly Martians. I thought that was the dumbest show when I was a kid. I didn't even like it when I was little. And I liked some of the, well, I mean, I wouldn't, even when I was a kid, I didn't like the newer SpongeBob episodes. I love SpongeBob to this day, but I don't like the newer ones. It's all filler. Ever since Steven Hillenburg left the scene, it all went to crap, I think. No, they don't have that movie, though. The Martian. There are a few movies on here that I do want to see. I've wanted... Ooh, Bullet Train. Ooh, I've wanted to see that for a while. One with Brad Pitt, Bullet Train. I've seen a few shorts of that, and it looks so entertaining. But I want my popcorn. I'll probably watch it anyway. The Patrick Balloon. Yeah, I'm sure there's some funny scenes here and there. But it's not nearly as good as it was when it, first aired. It was so clever before. Now it's mostly potty humor and weird body horror crap. The Real Hunt for Red October. That looks good. Scary submarine movie? Hell yeah. That would be one of my deepest fears, being trapped at the bottom of the sea in a submarine. Ooh. Remember that one dude who was trapped many meters under the sea, and all of his crewmates were gone. Like, but he lived because there was an air bubble, a pocket of air down there, like a bubble that he lived in for, I don't even remember how long, days. And I don't remember exactly how he sustained himself food-wise, but the scariest thing about it was he told everybody that he could hear his crewmates being devoured by sharks. Just imagine that. Let's look it up. Man survives underwater for 3 days. Yeah, this dude here. This is 36 seconds. I don't know if I'm going to get my video taken down. It's only 35 seconds. CBS News. CBC News.
This happened.
Yeah, I mean, this...
The startled dive team discovered the tugboat's cook had survived
This guy here.
for 3 days in an air pocket, partially submerged in the freezing waters, dressed only in shorts. Divers gave him an oxygen mask and put him in a diving bell to get him the 30 meters to the surface.
Wow, just imagine that. Imagine that. 3 days under the water with only an air pocket. That's like a miracle, man. I mean, lucky. Except that he's never gonna forget it. And yeah, the scariest thing about listening to him recall everything that happened under there, he said that he could hear his friends being eaten alive by sharks, being torn apart and eaten alive. They probably were already gone, drowned. But imagine, that'd still be scary and traumatic. Thank you, Justin. You're so awesome and you matter. Thank you. Dude, that guy survived. Imagine how he felt when rescuers came down there to get him. Like, sorry, don't you hate it when your eyeball itches? Can't scratch it without wrecking your makeup. Oh, God, man. Itch. Real bad itch. Oh, God. That's annoying. Man. Sorry, guys. I got a bad eye itch. But my makeup's all messed up now. Shandor, you're gassy, boy. Sorry. This is why I need Q-tips. How in the world do I look like AI? That's just weird that anyone would ever think that I'm AI. Sorry, I really got something bad in my eye right now. Let me see here. Let me try to fix it. Get that thing out of my eye. You want to go out, buddy? Okay. Okay, 1 sec. Okay, I'm coming, baby. 1 second. Okay, bub. Yeah. Go be an angel. Yeesh. You know, the only Taylor Swift song I've even liked, I've never been a Taylor Swift fan, but the only song I've really liked as of late was, not like it's one of those songs I listen to again and again, but it's, I liked that song, The Fate of Ophelia. That's a good one. And actually, I think her album, what was it called? What was it called? The one that was kind of had a theme of, like, fairies and kind of like the Lord of the Rings or whatever. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Here you go. But I just, I liked her more recent album that came out. I haven't painted Michael Jackson. If you're referring to Prince, then yeah, I've you know, I still haven't finished it. All I gotta do is paint the buttons, you know, really, and add a few more details to the studs to really make them kind of pop and shine. But let me show you. I'll show you my work in progress there. Ugh. Not my Nintendo Switch. That goes somewhere else. Let's put that in my purse. Pencils. Cool, I'm gonna need that. Let me show you my work in progress there. Turn up that light. There we go. So far, so good. And I think most people would be able to tell that that's Prince. Still working on it, though. Yo, I watched this old interview with Prince and Oprah. And it's so telling. Like, he was so aware of the depravity that is the industry. That, like, she was just being so rotten towards him. Basically, she said, "I know you must think you're different, but do you ever think that you're weird? Like, who says that to a person?" And you know, he was so classy. And when she was like snubbing him for loving his hometown, loving where he lives, which is Minneapolis, and she's, you know, putting him down because of that. And she asks him, "Why would you want to live in Minneapolis?" Know what he says to her while looking her dead in the eyes? He says, "Because it's so cold that it keeps the bad people away." Looking her deep in the eyes as he's saying that. Well, he knew something about her most of us didn't back then, man. Ricky Martin? Yeah, I love Prince. Wouldn't surprise me if they ended him. Wouldn't surprise me. Who the fuck is clavicular? No. Who the hell is that? I don't even know who that is, dude. I'm gonna look it up. Okay. He's an influencer. Looks maxing. Oh no. He became known in 2025 on TikTok and Kick for his looks maxing content. Oh, is he one of those dudes who smashes his face with a camera and then criticizes women for wearing makeup? These guys, it's really weird. It's interesting, man, because they're so self-obsessed, but they're also kind of like incels, man. A lot of these guys are really sexist towards women in a lot of their views. I mean, they're the types of guys who compare putting on a little bit of makeup to catfishing, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You can tell that who you're seeing right now is me, even when I put on a little bit of eye makeup. I'm just wearing tinted sunscreen. I'm wearing sunscreen, a little bit of blush, and eye makeup. That's all. And something to sort of lushen up my brows. But that's it. You can tell that you're looking at me. And I think I look fine with or without it. It's an embellishment. It's it's been around for millennia. We've been applying makeup to our faces since the ancient Sumerians and Mesopotamians and Egyptians. But smashing our faces with hammers, bro, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, Brad and Eric Peters here, Clavicular, is an American online streamer and influencer. He became known, blah, 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 for his looks-maxing content, which commentators have described as extreme and controversial, particularly for his advocacy of practices including facial bone smashing. Facial frickin' bone smashing. Getting cosmetic plastic surgery and taking anabolic steroids and lipodissolve products. Hey man, I haven't had a thing done to me and I think I look great. And he's going on saying, oh, men are just in general better looking than women because we don't have all that work done. Like he's assuming that all women have work done. Like, dude, most women can't afford that shit. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What? Wow. Taking anabolic steroids and lipodissolve products and using methamphetamine for its anorectic properties. Anorectic sounds like anorexic. Is a drug that reduces appetite. There you go. So it's not this dude here, man. Do you know how unattractive that is, man? If he's not getting a girlfriend, it's because he's just I can't imagine how boring and unbecoming his personality is. Like, dude, seriously. I put on the fastest makeup I can usually every day. The only time, if I'm gonna go to town, it's when I get out one of those, multicolored palettes and try to make a freaking art piece out of my eyelids. But it's just swish, swish, done. This guy, bam, 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 bam. Like in lipodissolve and methamphetamine. This guy. In December 2025, a live stream clip of Peters hitting a man with a Tesla Cybertruck went viral online and brought him to wider attention, as did his interview with right-wing political commentator Michael Knowles, in which he described United States Vice President J.D. Vance as a subhuman. Dude, I love J.D. Vance. How dare he? What an idiot. Described J.D. Vance as subhuman, contrasting him with California Governor Gavin Newsom, whom he labeled a Chad. Subhuman. I mean, that sounded like an insult, but maybe he means it as a compliment. It's weird. Following controversies while appearing alongside far-right streamers. Well, no, I don't claim him. And I'm not far-right. There's a difference between being conservative or right-leaning. Like, I align a lot with Amala Ekpanobi, I can understand certain aspects of both sides. I'm able to have a reasonable, rational discussion with people who are also rational. Because you have no idea. I mean, just me saying, I think I had Trump derangement syndrome, and I'm able, and I'm realizing that a lot of the things I believe are wrong, and then, people, certain leftists lose their shit and ostracize me and, call me names and call me stupid or whatever, it's amazing. Wowzers. Well, no one's a saint, John. Thank you, Justin. Leave them all and come with me for a ride in my truck. Do I game? Yes, I do play games. I do play video games. I'll figure out OBS Studio. I've been procrastinating that. I need to set that all up. I think I know what I did wrong too. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm not the only person who has trouble in, starting that up too. I've talked with other people who also didn't have a clue what they were doing at first, but yeah. Wow. Clavicular. Ugh. I don't think it's black and white. Most of my views lean conservative, but that doesn't mean I'm like die hard. That's like, the difference between me and a lot of the liberals I know is that if my side were to do something bad and there was evidence and proof of it, like if Trump were to actually, harm a child or something, I would drop him like a hot potato or whatever. But so many liberals still follow, still love the Clintons. And wow, it's ridiculous the amount of depravity that they're involved in. And also, when I was liberal, I had conservative and liberal friends, and my conservative friends were always kind to me, always, respectful, always respected my opinion even though they disagreed. And I was able to also respect their opinions even when I disagreed. Some of them I agreed with, but I would never say it out loud because of the environment I was in. And, that cafe was run by liberals who would shame you if you so much as said you wanted to have one kid someday. Oh, the world's overly populated. That's selfish. Women who want even one kid are selfish. It's wow. I got that. But as soon as I, said that, hey, man, I think I might lean more conservative now, so many liberals, especially on Facebook, just, they referred to me as hateful, bigoted, clueless, just name-calling, and when my cousins ostracized me. But granted, you know what she did? Like, she interrogated each and every one of my family members, asking who voted for who so that she could ostracize them too. And asking them, interrogating them on their views, so she can see who she can cancel. Like, wow. Wow, man, I don't care if she cancels me. That's not the type of person I want to associate with at all, even if I'm related to them. Like, No, I didn't betray them. They betrayed me. Not only that, but they sent me a long paragraph telling me how I'm a danger to my family. I didn't read the whole thing because I just I couldn't bear it, man. It was just untruth after untruth. And so I basically, but I do remember reading part of it, and she said that I'm a danger to my family, and she basically unfriended me before I could, or canceled me before I could even respond. Like, wow, when you let me respond. Well, that's some family, right? I'm glad that's not the way my whole family is. Just few cousins. Ridiculous. Seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Absolutely, man. That's what's up. The average U.S. citizen has more power when they are independent politically. Well, absolutely. It's like a large weight off your shoulders, man. Not having to, submit to a herd, to a hive mind, to an echo chamber, to a cult. You can enter, but you may never leave. Lest they try to make your life miserable. Lest they try to slander you and ruin your reputation. Because of one thing and one thing only. I voted for Trump. That's it. Stupid. Fools. You play Warzone of any other shooter? I don't know what you're talking about, man. I've never been all that good with first-person shooter games, but that's probably because I've just never really practiced. I played once, everyone was kicking my ass, so I gave up. But I was really good with Cyberpunk 2077. Granted, and I had it on medium level, just normal level. That's, probably because people who play stuff like Call of Duty, they're already really good. They're probably just, been playing for a long time. That's why I need to start at the noob level. I need to join the noobs for now and then build up my skill. I'd probably get pretty good, actually. I do not have a Paris Hilton voice. And I'm not a he, by the way. Oh, good grief. And I don't look like Amy Winehouse either. But I poor thing, man. You ever see her last performance? Where she's basically hugging herself. Like, I could identify with that so much at the darkest, deepest part of my addiction. Just the way she's just, like, she just seems so lonely right there. No one to support her. At least not in her immediate vicinity. All those people wanting to take advantage of her. Not caring about her health. Thoughts on Erica Kirk? Oh, I think that I think that people should leave her alone unless they had solid evidence that she was in any way or Turning Point USA was in any way involved in that. I think that Candace Owens is ridiculous. I used to, you know, a little bit, not much. I watched some of her content a long time ago, and I didn't think it was that bad, but yeah, I mean, lately she's just been insane in the membrane, dude. No, I don't think there's, from what I've seen, I don't think there's anything wrong with Erica Kirk. She's a devout Christian. She's able to forgive, and she's able to see the light at the end of the tunnel and try to carry on with Charlie's legacy. And I think that people are way overly critical, especially of women, when it comes to grieving. If she smiles, they condemn her. If she's frowning, they think she's fake. You know, she can never win. Like a lot of women can never win. Damned if we do, damned if we don't. I see your channel says you talk about addiction recovery. Do you have any tips for getting off Suboxone? I've been having a real hard time. I would say, yeah, I do, because I'm on Suboxone, and I've been weaning down really, really well. I'm supposed to be taking 2 8 milligram sublingual strips per day. I take 1 per day, about. Um, I would say, do what's right for your own system. You know, to go by what the doctor's orders might be. I'm not sure what your doctor is prescribing you exactly or how much they want you to take, but I would wean down at least between an eighth and a sixth of a strip each week, right? I'd whittle that down week by week. If you're, for instance, if you're taking 2 strips per day, maybe you could cut off just either between a quarter and an eighth of it, and keep on going, taking just 1 3/4. Then cut that down next week or two. After 1 or 2 weeks, cut that down to 1.5 strips, and then after another week or two, if it feels right for you. I mean, if you start to feel sick, take a little bit, all right? But yeah, don't let yourself get sick. But just whittle it down bit by bit every 2 weeks. And I'm no doctor. I don't know what your exact situation is there. And I would talk to a trustworthy doctor about that sort of stuff. And I'm sure there's lots of information about that online. But yeah, I also take Suboxone, and you gotta reduce it bit by bit. Because I know someone who cut it off and went cold turkey, and it has permanently damaged them. Forget how exactly. I'm not. I mean, the guy doesn't know me. I don't really know him. He's associated with one of my siblings. But yeah, be careful. Be very careful about that. Yep, gotta be careful of the fake indeed. We don't know any of these people at a personal level, and we'll judge them all like we just saw them at dinner yesterday. Precisely. I don't know why people do this, because it's idiotic. It's amazing the type of idiocy people will engage in when they think it's socially acceptable all around. Common sense just goes right out the window. Yeah, you gotta be really careful with the false first impression. Because we all do it sometimes. But it seems like people are more and more comfortable with, just just airing it all out for everyone to hear, and then it spreads, and then people, they don't even go and research it. They're like, oh, I heard. It just becomes ingrained in their mind as the truth, and it's people need to think more critically. That's a problem with the people that you actually think they know these celebrities and know things about them when they literally know nothing about their actual lives. I know, right? Actually, no, the whole world isn't laughing at Trump. That's just the fake news media telling you that, and other people. Actually, in the real world, most people are praising Trump for making America safe again. In 2024, when Biden was still in office, we had, I forget how many exact, like 70,000 or so illegal immigrants that year alone, right? Now there's zero. Zero. Zero illegal immigrants have crossed our border into America since Trump has been president. Zero. And yes, there's a difference between being an immigrant, a legal immigrant, who we all appreciate and we all welcome with open arms. There's a difference between that and being an illegal immigrant. And I always say it's just like saying that, oh, because that person's a good dad and they're a good person, then that would, they should be able to drive drunk, right? Because they're good. And it's like, no, that's going to enable everybody else to drive drunk. Just like saying that, oh, just because you're a good person, even though I know nothing about your life, that means that you can come into this country illegally and do whatever you want here. No, that enables other countries to drop all their criminals onto us, which they did do. So we need to be thinking a little more critically here. And so, oh, big bad orange man. Oh no, he's gonna haunt my dreams. Fucking stupid. Now, you don't know anything about me, John Smith. You've betrayed yourself to the fans. And they project and say that we're the cult. Exactly. It's all complete projections, man. Total projections. What the hell am I projecting, man? I've been on both sides. Reason why I was liberal was because, well, I lived in the heart of Portland, worked at a cafe surrounded by people who, if I said I was conservative, they probably, would do everything they could to get rid of me, which they did. Just calling me names, calling me phobic this and phobic that and bigot, and I haven't said one bigoted thing in my life. I mean, I guess it depends on what you think a bigot is, but it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They project. It's absolutely a cult. Just like I said before, when I was liberal, no conservative, and I had friends and family who never once shunned me or treated me like crap or called me names or ostracized me. Then as soon as I said I lean conservative, I get family and friends unfriending, trying to cancel me and full on ostracizing me. Yeah. It's just, the projection is wild. Yeah.
I mean, the only people sink Trump are the people who have no lives.
Stardew Valley. I've never heard of that game. Let me look it up. I'm not going to play video games right now, guys. It's like 8 o'clock. And I didn't fall asleep last night until like 3 in the morning. So I'm going to end the live stream a little bit earlier, unfortunately. It's going to be a shorter one today. Let me see if they have Stardew Valley here. Oh, they do! Well, what do you know? Let me see what that game looks like. Huh. You've inherited your grandfather's old farm plot in Stardew Valley. Armed with hand-me-down tools and a few coins, you set out to begin your new life. Can you learn to live off the land and turn these overgrown fields into a thriving home? That looks fun. I mean, it's $15. Not that bad. Overwhelmingly positive. Wow, that's for Steam review. That's pretty good. I've seen very positive. Overwhelmingly positive. Holy crap. I'll add that to the cart then. But it's not on sale, so I'm gonna wait until Steam has a sale before I buy any more games. I still want to play BioShock. I have that game now. Seeing you wake up after being on that side has given me some faith in humanity. Well, I know, right? Like, well, here's the thing. I was afraid of losing friends, you know. I was afraid of having everybody there gang up on me. It's actually kind of scary. Like, now I don't even go to that meeting place down there because it's really close to the cafe, and I'd have people from that meeting house, you know, AA and NA and all that, come down to the cafe to buy a drink, and they were so nice to me, you know, just so sweet. And then as soon as they learned that I voted for Trump, they could, now it's like, and I passed them a few times on the street on my way, you know, walking out of the cafe. You know, one of them on 2 separate occasions, and a few others did the same thing. They come right up to me and say hi to my dog Shando and be all sweet and ooey gooey to him, but pretend I'm not even there. Just completely ignore me. 100% just like I'm invisible. But being all goo goo gaga with my dog, like, get away from my dog, number one. Get the fuck away from my dog, you know? Like, how dare you use my dog against me? Creepy. Thank you very much, Kilroy. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donations, guys. I look like J-Lo. No, I wouldn't mind looking like J-Lo. Certainly wouldn't want to be like her, though. She's kind of insufferable as a person, but yeah, she's pretty. J-Lo, oh no, you took it far. Thank you, Space Captain. McDonald's has been gross for a while. I haven't had McDonald's since I was like 12 or 13. It's when I became really health conscious. Wow, that's pretty young. I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying it every once in a while, but there are some Americans who eat it every single day. You know, and that's not good. Yeah, man. I'm sure it would make me sick after too, Heather, because I just don't consume that crap. If I'm gonna have a burger, we're gonna go out to the backyard and have a barbecue, or I'm gonna get one of those grass-fed beef patties out of the fridge and make my own burger. which is going to be so much better. Oh, yeah. It's going to have some real good sharp cheddar. It's going to have pickles. It's going to have tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, red onion. Yeah, and lettuce. All the good stuff. All the good stuff, man. We used to make Greek burgers, and the burgers had, like, we'd use frozen spinach and feta, and we'd fill up the beef patties with all that good stuff, and oh god, so good. Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, with a lot of processed, well, I mean, process can apply to a bunch of things, actually, but when it comes to fast food or junk food, I should specify, yeah, I mean, when you don't consume it for a long time, it it doesn't feel good when you finally do. And like I'd open the pastry case at work, and a big whiff of those fake sugar donuts would blast into my face, up into my sinuses, and man, oh man, oh man, oh man, ugh, gross, gross. But I do love home baked, like brownies and stuff like that. Man, it's been a long time since I made brownies. Next time I make brownies, I'm gonna make them with white chocolate chips and walnuts. Well, congratulations on that. That legit made me low key safe and at ease hearing that everybody had an addiction or two. Yeah, I mean, addiction doesn't have to just be hard drugs or alcohol. It can also apply to hoarding. It can apply to being a shopaholic or a kleptomaniac, even. You could be addicted to stealing things. You could be addicted to being, some people are addicted to being too much of a hypochondriac, cleaning to the extent that it's dangerous for them. Like that dude who was addicted to deodorant and it actually ended him. Um, you could be addicted to food, of course, a very common one. You could be addicted to attention. You could be, and a lot of people are addicted to their phones these days, man. I mean, it's an escapism, and where you just can't stop coming back for more, and it really takes a firm hold of you. You gotta sever it, and it's very very much advised that we get actual help when our addictions are that bad. Yeah, I mean, only consuming cigarettes and alcohol occasionally, yeah, that's not an addiction. There's some people who can handle their alcohol, but some people can. We need to not be judgmental of people who can't handle their alcohol. Some people are kind of allergic to it, man. Sometimes it's genetic, you know? We should be praising people who can control and discipline themselves and not consume it because they know better. Rather than, some people get shamed for not wanting to partake in that. Like, oh, you're different. That must be because you did something bad. Well, no. Actually, I used to be able to handle my alcohol, and I probably still could, granted, but even when I have a little bit to drink, I feel like crap afterwards. But yeah, the only time I really went crazy with the alcohol, and it was the only time, I used to be able to have, for one thing, before all that, I used to be able to have a whole entire fifth of Jack Daniels in my cupboard as just a security blanket for a rainy day thing. And I'd keep it in my cabinet for so long that someone else would spot it, and then they would drink it all up, and I wouldn't even get to have any. Like, I used to be able to just keep alcohol in my cupboard without touching it and without thinking twice. But when my best friend passed away, and when I was trying to get off the heroin, and I was taking Suboxone at the same time, you never want to do that and drink. You know, all these other factors, I couldn't put it down, and I was getting blackout drunk, and I nearly ended myself on various occasions. And I think, I endured alcohol withdrawal syndrome. I endured what my counselor described as alcohol-induced psychosis, probably from mixing that with the Suboxone I was taking. Only times I ever OD'd was when I took, drink alcohol while I was taking opioids or heroin. But yeah, the only time I went crazy with the alcohol and just couldn't ever put it down, and it made a huge mess out of me was when I was trying to come off the heroin and when my best friend passed away. Before that, I was fine, In fact, I'd often give half my drink to someone else. Most often, if I had any drink, I'd just have either one Bloody Mary or I'd have one shot or two shots sometimes of whiskey. I never went overboard until my best friend passed away. And I was mixing it with the heroin. And that's never a good thing. Now, there's a difference between having a drink when you're contented and your mind's at peace and you're happy, right? And drinking to escape life and drinking to numb out all the pain you're feeling, If I'm drinking because I'm sad, if I'm drinking because I'm depressed, that's going to lead to something bad. But if I'm drinking just on my birthday, having a birthday drink, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, for me at least, I've never been like a full-blown alcoholic. I was trying to substitute the heroin, and when my best friend passed away, that nearly ruined me. But yeah, it's probably, I noticed that even if I don't go crazy, it makes me feel kind of sick afterwards, and I think I would attribute that to age. I know that some people, when they hit their 30s, especially, and I know most women can't handle alcohol as well as men can. As people age, they can't metabolize alcohol as well as they used to. Thank you, YouTube. YouTube, thank you for the donation, man. It's the drunk crashers that give drunk drivers a bad name. Hey, Hayes Prophet. Yeah, under certain lighting, my eyes do change color a little bit, but they're actually a darker blue, like a grayish blue. Even illegal immigrants would be better than flying in gang members, yeah, and prisoners from third world countries, which is what the Dems were doing. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to increase their voter base. They know that if they give the country to illegal immigrants, and those people will absolutely vote for them, because if it's a Republican president leader, they're going to get kicked out because it's not right. No, it's all to advance them in their agenda.
Thank you, David Solomon. I appreciate that. Got relatives who say you don't make crap streaming. I mean, it's sporadic. There are times when I don't make much at all, and every once in a while someone will give me a very kind and generous donation, you know? And I get commissions by doing this. I sell my paintings this way, you know? So it's sporadic. You don't owe anything to haters that choose to hate you by default. Well, you got that right. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not healthy to dwell on those people at all. They don't mean a damn thing. Yeah, like I said in one other live stream, we're always trying to impress people who don't appreciate us and take us for granted and mock us. Whereas we often take for granted and forget to, try to please the people who actually do appreciate us. I wonder why that is, you know? Like, when people treat us like dogs, sometimes we act like a dog with a tail between its legs. It's ridiculous. It's like, almost like, reminds me, it's not the same thing, but it reminds me of Stockholm Syndrome in a way. Oh, thank you again, David. You just wait, poor relatives, you just wait. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hope people will wake up and realize that just the way the media and the way, the far left has been lying about Trump and all that is, I hope they wake up from that and realize that they're wrong about it, just like I did. The Dems were running a color revolution, fully attempting to destabilize and burn the whole country down. Well, no shit. I mean, yeah, now that mayor of New York, Mandami, he's now discriminating people based on the color of their skin. He's now trying to make it so that, like, white people are basically taxed to way more than any other race, and he's really trying to make it so that white people are discriminated in the workplace. It's like that's gonna wow, that's gonna really end racism for sure. It's ridiculous. No, he's a racist, and he's I better be careful about what I say on YouTube, though. I really should be careful. But he doesn't seem to care when there's a mass, you know, mass termination of innocent people in New York. Doesn't seem to care. In fact, he seems to praise people like that, trying to end Americans. And consider modding Hayes. He's a fan. Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, you know what, Hayes? I'll make you a mod too. How would you like that? You've been around for a while. I usually designate you as a moderator if you've been here a while. So here, let me add you as a mod, okay? There you go. You're a standard moderator. This is really good eyeliner, and I
I love JD Vance. And Marco Rubio is really good too. No one here is racist whatsoever. It's actually you guys projecting you know your white savior mentality, telling, you know, being all up with Kamala Harris as she tells black men, just addressing them specifically, saying that she'll provide free weed for them if they vote for her. Yeah, like that's not racist. No, we're condemning racism here. Trump is, you know why Trump's in the files? Because they're trying to blackmail him. Because Trump was trying to expose Epstein before it was even mainstream. He had never been to the island. When he learned about the corruption and depravity that Epstein was up to, and that, of course, the Clintons, he spoke out on them. He ended that association. No, Epstein had a lot of rich people and socialites at his parties. That doesn't make any one of them guilty of going to the island. No, Trump has not, there's no proof whatsoever that he's been to that island, but there's tons of proof that they tried to blackmail him and they tried to get rid of him because he was a threat to them. He was going to expose them, and he should get praised for that. But no, you guys just keep regurgitating lies because it works with your stupid narrative. Fools. This girl's not trying to act tough, she's being herself. You're the one trying to act tough with your comments. Exactly. Wow, lots of projecting, dude. It's pathetic. Don't worry, Anne, the trash will take itself out. Exactly. Oh, I love Jesus too, darling Outlook. I'm a proud Catholic. And my God, are there ever really judgmental, hateful people around where I live who hate on Catholics a lot. Man, when I was in college, jeez. Yeah, some people act like they haven't seen a chin dimple in their lives. Ooh, Dr. Pepper, barbecue pulled pork. Dude, that sounds so good, Hayes Prophet. I love barbecue sauce, and you can just make it homemade too. Isn't it just like molasses and brown sugar or something like that? I have to look it up. Vinegar, probably. Canned pumpkin brownies. Dude, I should look that up. I want to make healthy brownies. I want to try to make that sweet potato casserole with you know, I'm trying to think. Is there like a stevia brown sugar? I know there's a Splenda brown sugar. I don't think Splenda's that good for you though, at all. But I don't know what's worse, sugar or Splenda. Probably Splenda. Thank you, phlebotomist. You have really beautiful eyes. Thank you. I'm addicted. I love fresh croissants, man. A fresh croissant where when you, from the bakery, you pull it apart and the steam comes out. Ugh. Oh, yeah. With some butter. Good grass-fed butter and a cup of a cappuccino on the side. Yep, I'm here struggling with the addiction of Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Nice.
I've read my own drunk texts. I know better than to drink anymore. There's a good motivator. That's definitely one of my motivators, man. Like, when I got super drunk, then, God. But I've done things I really regret. Regardless of whether or not I had a reason or, just problems with the relationship or whatever. I shouldn't have said some of the things that I said when I was blackout drunk. I don't remember any of it until they sent me a response, and it was, wow, man, I just felt so bad. I felt really bad. Doesn't matter if they ever hurt me, Doesn't mean I have to stoop to such a low level. Hi. Is marijuana considered a relapse? It depends on how you look at it. But I wouldn't consider it a hard drug. I wouldn't consider it as bad as alcohol usually is. I think that if it takes over my life and I can't stop doing it all the time every day, then, and then I finally stop, but then I get tempted into doing it again, and then I end up just doing that all day again, and it just sort of ruins my quality of life. Anything that ruins your quality of life and you can't stop going back to it, yeah, I'd consider that a relapse. But yeah, I don't think that marijuana is that bad. Usually, it's different for everybody. Mm. I've never been to Puerto Natales, Chile. No, I've never been there. Only place I've been to abroad was Berlin, actually, in 2019. That was fun. Yeah, I'd like to travel a little more. Like I said, if I could travel anywhere else, it would be Japan. I want to go to Japan or Iceland or Barcelona. I've heard Spain's having some issues though. I think I want to go to Japan and Iceland. If I didn't want to travel anywhere now. Those are the two places I'd choose. Yeah, alcohol is nothing compared to heroin. Well, I mean, they're different. They're different. I know that alcohol withdrawal is worse because it can actually end you. No one's ever passed away from withdrawing from heroin. And I've looked it up. Yeah, no one's ever passed away from heroin withdrawal. It might make you want to pass away. It might make you feel like you're passing away, but it's never going to actually end you. It'll pass eventually, but it's a miserable bone-deep leg-thrashing pain where you're shitting out both ends, sweating through several layers of bed sheets. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But the thing about alcohol withdrawal that I hated way more was the fact that I didn't know that that's what I was dealing with at first. I was scared. My nervous system was out of whack. My jaw wouldn't start jutting out. I couldn't hold anything still. And I was having like brain glitches, little miniature seizures, man. I thought I was dying right there and then. And I had to work on top of it because I hadn't clueless about what I'm going through. So I took myself to the doctor thinking I was dying, think I had sustained brain damage, maybe from falling down those stairs, even though they told me I didn't have a brain bleed. It was just a fractured dura, the little protective layer between the brain and the skull. Man, that was scary. I left a blood trail behind me, man. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, alcohol withdrawal, I didn't know when it would be over. I was scared that I was losing my brain, that I was going crazy.
And I was afraid that I was gonna go brain dead, man. I found that a lot more frightening than the heroin withdrawal, because at least with that I knew what to expect. You know, alcohol withdrawal can kill you. And it's harder to let go of because it's so socially acceptable. You can just go across the street after work. It can feel so good, you know. Yeah, I mean, they're different. But I almost think that being addicted to alcohol is worse in a lot of ways. I mean, they're both bad. They're both bad if you're severely addicted to either one of them, or in any way addicted. Yeah, I mean, they're different addictions that can harm you, harm your relationships. I never said anything nasty to anybody when I was on heroin. It never inebriated me to that extent. It made me want to just be it was like being alone and curling up in a ball and nodding off. And but with alcohol, I've said things I regret. I ended up on the other side of town in many places with alcohol-induced psychosis, wrapped up in someone's strange blanket on the other side of town at a gas station, screaming myself awake. I've woken up in strange beds to find signs that I'd been molested. I've woken up with a big chin goatee. Just on and on and on and on and on. I've been just within the very short time, just 2 or 3 years that I was doing, drinking too much alcohol because my best friend passed away and I was trying to get off the heroin. Within that short amount of time, I managed to nearly end my life several times. With the heroin, it only got really bad after I started injecting. And it was bad before, granted, of course it was. Because it was a gradual journey to darkness. It was just getting darker and darker and darker. I mean, I managed to get through college. There was this honeymoon phase, and I would work on like 6 paintings at once, and I was doing all kinds of good things when I was on it the first 2 or 3 years. And then it just steadily got worse and worse and worse. Like, I couldn't put it down. If I mean, I didn't want to get sick. And that's the thing. You're always running from that dope sickness. It's terrifying. And eventually your tolerance gets so high that you can't even really feel the high most of the time when you use. You got to keep using more and more and more. And eventually it just becomes you trying to escape getting sick. It runs your life. It makes it so that you can't do anything else in your life other than get heroin. It can lead to homelessness. So can alcohol. Alcohol, I would say, when I used alcohol, it was more dangerous to my life. And the only time I ever OD'd was also when I did opioids and alcohol at the same time. I'm not saying heroin is good in any way, shape, or form, but I'll be honest and say that alcohol was a lot more efficient in nearly killing me than the heroin ever was. None of them are good. And that's because I was combining it with the opioids that I was either prescribed or not prescribed. And I was drinking like a fifth of it a day, taking it way out of moderation. Some of us are kind of allergic to alcohol, So for some of us, it runs in our blood. I've had family that were alcoholic, and some of them I've never even met, because they did nothing but cause pain all around them. You have a great outlook on sobriety. Thank you, Jazz Bass. Yeah, the thing about alcohol, it's super socially acceptable in many situations. But heroin certainly is not. Like, The only time people ever romanticize that shit is when it's a rich person doing it. You know? Mm. Don't worry about parties. It's all one big circus. Yeah. Yeah, I can vibe with that. You know, having like one or 2 days of binge drinking, especially when you're young, isn't the same as having to wake up every single day and go straight for the bottle and drink all day long until you're a sorry sack of sadness. You know? It's never good to drink, get into it, or, start drinking because you're unhappy about something in your life. You've got to address whatever you're unhappy about and work towards your mental health, because that's gonna postpone the inevitable, and or it'll cause a lot more damage than you ever had in the first place. I look like Monica from Friends. Well, thank you. What was her name? That actress? I forget her name now. She's that one who danced with that guy who's got really severe TDS. Born in the USA. Forget his name. Hey, Michael Anthony. Sure, know what? Yeah, I freaking love Marco Rubio. And consider me a mod. I'm against the media trying to discriminate against Trump. Love JD Vance. Kidding, it's too much for me. Okay. No, I already have I have enough moderators as it is right now. At this point in my channel, it's not the, highest level of engagement at the moment. I'll consider having more mods in the future, but I've just added another mod. I think that's enough for now. You can't argue with idiots, especially if they have TDS, exactly. They're always going to try to think of something, anything they can, like... For one thing, nobody's perfect. But if Trump were to even save a drowning puppy or a baby, he'd get condemned. They would ignore it. He made it so that it's a criminal offense that can, get you time in prison if you hurt animals. They don't care about that. You should never trust the media. Ever. Well, yeah. Look how they try to twist your words and gaslight and project it to it. Like, oh, Trump devotion syndrome and Trump deity syndrome and Trump Down syndrome. Who the hell has that? Nobody. We're willing. We have enough guts to call out the lies when we hear them, and point out discrepancies in your arguments, which, all you can do is throw insults. That's all you ever do, is throw insults when you don't agree with someone, or when, you can't, you can't get back at us. You can't, there's no logic to your argument, so you immediately reach a dead end, and all you can do is attack and
and call names and, nasty, nasty people. Nasty. No, I used to smoke cigarettes, Mark Montgomery. That's why I'm vaping. There's some liberals that I like, more old fashioned, like Piers Morgan or Bill Maher. I think they're cool, and they're willing to point out the issues on their own side, and they have integrity. They're to an extent. They're able to use their common sense and stop projecting and trying to twist the narrative so that it suits them. I mean, there have been times when Pierre Morgan has been questionable, but lately he's been all right. The Ozzy Osbourne's favorite show was Piers Morgan Uncensored right before he passed away. I already took a shower. And take a shower and cool off. Don't get pressed by the shit people spew. Well, thank you, but yeah, I don't want to hog the shower all day long. I don't need that right now. Most people don't follow news, history, and politics as hard as I do. I swear, it's every day for 25 years for me. I'm not a Republican or a Dem. I'm not in love with Trump, but he's not implicated in the files. And I can respect that, man. I can absolutely respect that. There's some behaviors that, which, I find kind of shrewd, little crass sometimes, but that doesn't make him a bad person the way they're implicating. They flat out lie about him. Yeah, Kilroy has an effing brain. Now, we all have our own experiences. But where I worked in Portland, man, oh man, oh man, when I said I just voted for Trump and that was it. But I still have liberal friends, who respect my opinions. And I had conservative friends when I was liberal. People respect me, I respect them. But I never had so many people, turn against me and slander me and disrespect me so much as when I said I voted for Trump. Like, I even got ostracized by a family member, like I just said. Even when I was liberal, conservatives respected me a lot more than the other way around. If Trump was implicated in the Epstein stuff, I'd be the first one to go off about it. Exactly. And I mean, if you look more into it, he was trying to expose them. It's ridiculous. The lies and the way they twist things, man. It's like how they fail to mention the word illegal when applying to immigrants. Like, we want to kick out all immigrants. Excuse me. That is such bullshit. No one ever said get rid of immigrants. No one ever said that. It's like they want
to live in a world like that. They want to bring back World War II, man. They want to be victims. But no, no. Like with most other countries, we only we only mandate that you come here legally. Legally. Good grief, the fact that people can't see it for what it is, which is that the Democratic Party wants to advance the amount of voters that they get through illegal immigration. You know, all those people are going to vote for the Democratic Party, obviously. So if they can stick around and take all the free benefits while Americans are kicked to the curb and treated like trash. Thank you, Internal Meridian. You're funny, Fixa. I'm really behind here. Sorry about that. After the needle, I went to rock bottom in less than 6 months. Yeah, you see, like, kind of the same here. As soon as I started injecting it, that's when it really went downhill. It's 9 o'clock here, guys. 9 p.m. So I'm going to end the live stream soon. I appreciate you guys. I've been clean almost 10 years after I gave my life to Jesus. Congratulations, David. Yeah, I mean, I was very much relieved when I found my faith too, you know, during my recovery. It really, man, it really makes a difference. It really does make you feel stronger and more resolved, more certain, more at peace. I'm looking forward to painting this portrait of Christ. Mm-hmm. Here, alcohol laws are ass backwards. You can't sit on your porch and drink. It's against the law to drink and drive it. You can go to a bar and get blasted and drive home. Yeah. Yeah, there are some twisted inconsistencies there, for sure. Yeah, when I went to Berlin, we were skipping down the sidewalk with a bottle of liquor, you know. Yeah, it's definitely not good for brain cells, Rondi. Drinking, definitely not. Even moderate drinking. Better off without it. My problem was when once I started drinking, I didn't want to quit till I passed out. Same. Yeah, I've never been the same with alcohol ever since my best friend passed away, and in the heroin and all that. I can't stop myself unless, you know, it's regulated. Unless there's, like, you know, someone gives me 1 or 2 drinks and that's that. They just cut it off, which, yeah, that's usually maybe on New Year's or my birthday, and that's it. I think my dog just heard my dad. He went out to visit him. Yeah, let's not get too crazy with the mods, yeah. A lot of my acquaintances are dead that kept using and partying. I'm 42 now. Well, I hope you have a long and prosperous life, David. Keep going and don't give up.
At this point in time, I'm about to completely start ignoring anybody with TDS because that's exactly what they want people to get aggravated with them. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's futile because they're never able to, talk sensibly and have a rational debate. They're never able to do that. They immediately go on the attack mode and start just throwing insults at you. It's futile. These people, they can never, ever ponder what might actually be true or false. They just want to perpetuate their own narrative. I also vape because I used to smoke. Yeah, I mean, and I know I should quit that and it's unbecoming, but yeah, exactly. 'Cause I don't want to get back to cigarettes either. I'll try to go, little by little, stop doing it so much. It's hard, but people shouldn't be judgmental either. They never know what a person's been through. Thank you, Robert. How how far am I in my recovery? S. Salawi. I've been clean as of February 28, 2023. So almost, well, a little over 3 years. Hey, Kevin Martinez. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I voted Democrat for years and then my eyes were opened. Same. I had to choose between losing a ton of friends and a little family or forfeiting my integrity, and I chose the former. Show us my muscles. Okay. I will do that for you. I'll show you my muscles. Get to the top. Oops. Oops. Am I happy with my life? Yeah. I mean, it could be better, but it could also be worse. I try to see it as the glass half full, man. I think it's been going pretty well right now, and I'm glad that I'm selling paintings. I'm really glad that I'm selling paintings, getting commissions. And I have my dog Shando. I've got a good dad, and really nice siblings, and it gets better and better each year that I'm clean. One step at a time. We appreciate your time. Hope you have a great night. Thanks for always staying grounded in your beliefs. Thank you, Pastry Mason. Yeah. Can you call me M, so please? Sure, Amanda. Welcome to the channel. Artistic hands are a gift, yeah. But it also takes lots of practice. But yeah, you kind of need both, You can't just fall in love with the idea of painting. You have to love it. You gotta, love the practice and art for art's sake.
Intergalactic keyboard, say a prayer for me? Absolutely, intergalactic keyboard. Yeah, I'll say a prayer for you when I'm off stream. And you see all the positive comments? Yes. Don't you ever go back to using Stay Clean? Absolutely. Thank you, David. 100%. I wouldn't want to wreck all the progress that I've made. Or place another big burden on my dad's shoulders. Or hurt my dog. Or other people that I love. Mm-mm. The earth is round, Andy. Duh. Like, why do you guys keep up bringing up flat Earth? Like, whoever said that I believed the Earth was flat? That's ridiculous. We're trying to spread a little more misinformation or something. Pastry Mason, go pay as an observatory and look at the planets. Guess what? Every single one of them is a globe. Why would the Earth be flat? Precisely, man. These people. I don't know. They're trolling, or they could very well believe that the Earth is flat, or they might think that I think that. Which, good grief, man. Wherever do they get these ideas? With me, one drink turns into bottles drink. Yeah, same now. So glad I went to rehab and got sober 18 months ago. I truly appreciate how you speak of recovery. How you speak about the trials you have gone through. Thank you. Well, thank you, A.T. Smita. Or I'll just call you A.T. Thank you. Yeah, and I could relate with that, to that. Thank you, Sally. I'm kind of addicted to the vape, but yeah, I've beaten a lot of bad addictions. I was a heroin addict for 6 years. I've been clean for 3 years now. I was alcoholic for just a few years during the really, really dark time in my life when my friend passed away. And then I stopped doing that. And I stopped smoking cigarettes too. So yeah, it's been a long road and journey, but it's been worth it. Sarah Connor, if she ever found out about lies from me, yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, a lot of people here think I look like Sarah Connor, man. How do you know she's not praying for people? Exactly. Like, who's assuming that I'm not? That's kind of weird. What, do they want to live rent-free in my head or something? Probably. Anne is cleaned and is here to say you can do it too. Precisely. Thank you, Hayes. Only a person who has never had love or loved someone could say love isn't real. Exactly. Exactly. And I've experienced love and being in love with someone, and I know it's real. I know how it feels, and that's why I don't accept anything less. I'm not going to settle for anything less. I have to have chemistry with the person I love. I have to be attracted to them and have chemistry with them. Yeah, I'll try to slowly get off that vape. Did I watch Lakers tonight? No, I haven't. But my dad likes to watch sports. If he's watching them, I'll watch it with him sometimes. Love can be powerful to a point it'll influence your actions and reactions. Well, yeah, absolutely. It can distort your view, or it can make you the best version of yourself, or it can make you the worst version of yourself, man. That's why you gotta find the right person. What's my favorite cereal? Yo. Okay, I love cereal. And I eat cream of wheat just about every day. I like cream of wheat cooked with 2/3 whole milk, 1/3 water, and sweetened with little stevia, with chia pudding on top, hemp seeds, um, frozen and frozen strawberries and blueberries that have been thawed, and some chopped up prunes. And I really like oatmeal with the same type of topping on top. And I also really like grape nuts. Fucking grape nuts, dude. I love grape nuts. I love cream of wheat. I eat it like every day. I had a whole big bowl of it. Thank you, okay, man. Aw, cats are awesome. I am more of a dog person, but I like cats as long as they don't jump in my painting while it's trying to dry. Our cats shed so much too, man. I was worried one of their floaty little hairs is gonna fly up in suspension and stick to my wet canvas, which is why I don't let them in my room. When I work on that painting of Jesus, it's gonna be an oil painting and it's gonna need to dry. Set it all up. I'm ordering the right materials too. I just got some Galkid Light in the mail recently. It improves the flow and viscosity and gloss of the painting. Oh man, it's a mean bowl of cereal, all right. I even made a YouTube short showcasing my my cereal making skills. And I like chopped up greenish banana where it's on the verge of being just ripe, but I kind of like it when it's sort of green, not like astringent where you can barely peel it, but you know, I like it a little bit green. So that mixed up with the blueberries and strawberries on tops. Oh yeah, and pecans or walnuts. I add those to my cereal too. It's super healthy. It's got a lot of vitamins too, cream of wheat. It's got 50% of your daily recommended dose of iron. 50% is pretty good. And I double my serving. I don't just they on the back of the box they say a serving is 3 tablespoons of it. Of course it expands in there, but I always have 1/3 of a cup. 6 tablespoons. Where am I from? I'm from the USA. The Pacific Northwest. Okay, guys, we're going to keep going for 10 minutes now, okay? We're going to stop at 9:30. That way, I get to have my usual habitual me time and just chill time, won't look, doom scrolling and shit like that. Cuddling with my dog before I fall asleep. I'm a creature of habit, and I know that if I don't end the live stream sooner rather than later, I'm going to be up for another 5 hours or so, or I don't know. It kind of throws me in for a loop. I didn't fall asleep till like 3 or 4 in the morning last night. Yeah, you know, this morning. Far out, man. Yeah. Andy Mush was timed out. Huh. It's people are weird, man. They can go from saying really mean things to saying nice things. You know, it's like that always kind of throws me in for a loop sometimes. It'll go from saying something nice and then I'll almost forget that they said something mean to me. Or I'll think maybe I mistook them for someone else. And then they go on saying something mean again. You know, it's like, wow. That's what's wrong with people. Thank you for the gift, man. Thank you for the star, Dusty. Thank you. How are you doing, by the way? What's the fastest liquid in the world? I don't know. But I know coffee doesn't have the best surface tension. Depends on how viscous it is. I think if it has low silica content, it might be less viscous. It might go down the slope a little faster. And I'm just thinking about it and, you know, referencing a volcano, lava, like Nyiragongo volcano, or maybe it's high silica content. Let's see. Oh no, low silica content. I was right. Okay. Nyiragongo has the largest active lava lake in the world, and it's close to Nyiramiraguru, which is a shield volcano. And both those volcanoes, which are close to Lake Kivu, which is an upturned lake, a lake that's full of these poisonous gases, which explode and spread across the land, killing livestock and everything in its path, all around. If there's so much as a raindrop hitting the water, it's a dangerous place. But those two volcanoes, Nyiragongo and Nyiramiraguru, they account for 45% of Africa's volcanic activity. Did you know that? But yeah, Nyiragongo lava is exceptionally fast, reaching speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour, 60 miles per hour, due to its extremely low silica content, which makes it almost as fluid as water. Wow. This rare lava type, known as alkali-rich lava, combined with the volcano's steep, tall structure and a rapidly draining, deep and large lava lake, results in dangerously rapid flows. Extremely low viscosity, fluidity. Unlike most lava, which is thick and viscous, Nyiragongo's magma is deficient in silica. This makes it act more like a liquid, often described as flowing like maple syrup or water, allowing it to move at high speeds. Yeah, also it's a very steep-sided stratovolcano, allowing gravity to accelerate the already liquid-like lava as it moves down the flanks. Lava lake drainage. The volcano often hosts a large, deep lava lake in its crater. When the crater walls fail, they allow millions of cubic meters of this fluid lava to rush out at once, as occurred in 1977 and 2002. Know what was crazy about the 2002 eruption of that volcano? People went back to their villages that got completely destroyed by that volcano, and they used the cooled magma from that volcano, which is just like rocks basically. They took those materials, all the hardened magma, and built houses with them. The same lava that probably killed their friends and family members. But yeah, that's pretty resilient. That's pretty resourceful. Low gas content. When the lava in the crater is already degassed, it flows as a dense, thin, and rapid stream rather than a thick, bubbly flow. The combination of these factors make Nyiragongo one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world, as its eruptions offer very little time for the local population to evacuate. I think there was a more recent eruption too. There's been 3 eruptions, I think, that have been documented. Yeah, the African... those volcanoes do sit along the African Rift System. Yeah, Africa is slowly but surely dividing in half, just like, kind of like Pangea. The African Rift Valley. So the East African Rift, the EAR, is an active tectonic boundary, plate tectonics, where the African continent is splitting into 2, the Somali and Nubian plates, at a rate of a few millimeters per year. This long-term process, lasting tens of millions of years, will likely form a new ocean basin, eventually separating East Africa into a new, smaller continent. That's crazy. That's insane in the membrane, man. That's fascinating. You know, Hawaii sits on this tectonic boundary. That's kind of like, it's like a conveyor belt, you know? As the, I think it's over a divergent plate boundary, which causes like magma to well up to the surface and create new islands. And it's as the plates keep, the oceanic plates keep moving, the island moves as well, and it's like a conveyor belt. Okay, it's hard to explain. The Hawaiian Islands were formed by a fixed, deep-seated volcanic hotspot. Okay. Beneath the moving Pacific plate, which creates a chain of volcanoes as it drifts northwestward. As the plate moves approximately 3 to 4 inches per year, older inactive volcanoes are carried away to the northwest, while new ones are formed over the hotspot. Isn't that cool? Okay. Hotspot. Hey, buddy. Evie. So hotspots are stationary plumes of magma in the middle of tectonic plates, creating volcanoes like Hawaii, whereas divergent boundaries are linear zones where plates move apart, creating new crust and ridges. Okay. Yeah, it's just, that's the difference. I was trying to see what the difference between a hotspot and a divergent plate boundary is. Yeah. Forgot what a hotspot was exactly, but it's just a stationary... Hotspots are stationary plumes of magma in the middle of tectonic plates, creating volcanoes, whereas divergent plate boundaries are linear zones where plates move apart, creating new crust and ridges. And a convergent plate boundary is like the boundary that we sit on the Pacific Northwest. It's like where you have the oceanic plate and the continental plate, And since the oceanic plate is more dense than the continental plate, when they bump into each other, the oceanic plate goes, and then there's friction. That's how you get earthquakes. The friction there. Oh, thank you, Hayes Prophet. Yeah, like and subscribe, everyone. It's very much appreciated. Okay, well, hotspots are at points and usually independent of plate movement. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Divergent boundaries are boundaries between tectonic plates, though a few, like Iceland, coexist. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I was wondering about Iceland. Is that a divergent boundary or a hotspot, or I think it's both. Iceland is both a divergent boundary and a volcanic hotspot. It is one of the few places on Earth where a mid-ocean ridge divergent boundary rises above sea level. Yeah, it's where the oceanic plates, like, they diverge, okay, and the magma comes up, creating more volcanic material and also creating islands. So yeah, that's how islands are created, via divergent plate boundaries and hotspots. And mountains are formed through convergent plate boundaries too, not just earthquakes. It's like, and then along the ridges here, you get crumpled up, and that's how we get mountains. So cool. Iceland is both a divergent plate boundary and a volcanic hotspot. It is one of the few places on Earth where a mid-ocean ridge divergent boundary rises above sea level, primarily because a mantle plume hotspot exists directly beneath it. I love Iceland because of all the geological features, man. Iceland lies directly on the mid-Atlantic ridge, where the North American and Eurasian plates are pulling apart at a rate of approximately 2 centimeters per year. Hotspot. The Iceland plume lies beneath the island, supplying large volumes of magma that enhance the volcanic activity driven by the plate separation. The interaction of these two factors allows Iceland to exist as a large landmass rather than just a submerged mountain range like the rest of the mid-Atlantic ridge. Man, I want to go to Iceland so bad. Yeah, a giant samurai dips his sword into the water, and that's how the Japanese islands were formed. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 2. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Amen. What are I don't have any survival plans for a nuclear war, but like, dude, I don't think I could afford, like, I don't know, man. That's a question. Yeah, a lot of people think I look like the lady, Sarah Connor from Terminator. Well, I take it as a compliment. Thank you. Thank you, Hayes Prophet. Yeah, please subscribe, guys. It's because I'm about to end the live stream. Alright, I'm going to end it pretty much now. Oh, thank you, Man of Wrath. Just saw your video about staying true in the face of evil. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And welcome to the channel. Thank you, Casey. All right. Well, thank you, American Patriot Man. Happy to see you too. Or I mean, I don't really see you, but I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're all here. I'll survive the nuclear apocalypse by eating sweet baby rays. You're funny. All right. And if I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. All right. Oh, thank you, Fixa. I appreciate that. Thank you for the gifts. Hello, random channel I found. Hope you're having a great day. I hope you have a great day too, Gorge Picklers. Thank you, Russell Brown. I appreciate that. Thank you, ATSM. Oh, people say the damnedest things, you know, like, how you don't know anything about me, CTR or whatever. Hi, Arnold. Okay, well, I guess hi bye, because I'm about to leave. Thank you for becoming a member, Hayes Prophet. Stay strong and hopeful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the common sense always. Thank you, Pastry Mason. I appreciate that very much. And thank you for the gift, Arnold. Twinkies will survive a nuclear blast. Well, no doubt. They could probably survive the vacuum of space. Absolutely. Thank you, A.T. Smeda. All right. See you later, okay? Thank you very much.